Good evening. It's December 17th. Can you believe it? We're almost at the end of the year and the beginning of 2016. Hi, I'm Ray Luskin, and welcome to Inspired Vision, how to turn your dreams into your destiny. How often do you daydream about living a better life? A life that reflects more of you, your values, and your deepest desires. Have you ever come to the end of a horrible week and had this fantasy that you just wanted to chuck it all, pack your suitcase, and disappear for a few days? I know I have. For the last 16 years, I've worked with hundreds of clients to connect more deeply with their authentic self, what matters most to them in their lives. My mission is to help people stand in their brilliance, power, and purpose. See if any of these stories... Hello? Who just joined us?
Hello, this is Kay Meyer with my husband, my daughter, and her friend Brandon. We've got 4 of us here listening in.
Oh, fabulous. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, I'm pleasure, Kay. You know, we've known each other for a while, so I'm glad to hear about your daughter and your husband being on the call. This is great. So I think, now make sure you have a pad of paper and pens for everybody, okay?
Yep.
All right. All right, so we're going to continue. For the last 16 years, I've worked with hundreds of clients to connect more deeply with their authentic self, what matters most in their lives. I want to help you stand in your brilliance, power, and purpose. I want to see if any of these stories sound familiar to you. Elena had it all. She had a good job, a wonderful husband, and the kids were finally out of the house, but she felt something just wasn't right. She didn't have the spark, the passion she once did for her husband or her life. She felt lonely and tired and ready for a change. Dave had been looking forward to retirement. His kids were so excited because they figured they had a built-in babysitter. But I have to tell you, Dave said, I love my grandkids, but that's not the life I want for myself. I want to travel. I want to learn something new. I want to make more meaningful contribution to the world. Then there was Donna. She was so busy taking care of her 2 little ones, juggling her job and her parents, she felt stressed all the time. She secretly started to resent her husband because she felt like she was all alone in the relationship. Although the details of the lives may be different, feelings of frustration, emptiness, exhaustion, and loneliness are familiar. We long for something more. Lao Tzu said a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I believe the first step is vision. A vision is important to create any time in your life, but the new year is an especially good time to create one because you're looking ahead to new beginnings and reflecting on what you really want in your life. Creating a vision is a process of nurturing and cultivating ideas through your imagination. A vision essentially is a written picture of what you want your life to look like at any given time in the future. Your vision is your articulation of your desired future. When you write it down on paper, it amplifies and validates your heart's desire. Consider how different our lives would become if we believed and lived from our dreams. There's actually 3 reasons to have a vision. Every choice we make in life, no matter how big or small, has a cause and effect. Having a vision is important because it keeps us clear about what we value most and keeps us on a steady path. And you can make decisions based on what you want rather than on the circumstances of your life. A clear vision will help you set a desired course. You can actually reverse engineer the life you want to lead based on your desires. I know I do that a lot. I decided a few years ago that I was going to write this book, The Creative Activist. And so I actually worked backwards. Okay, what does it need to create a book? You know, I needed a publisher, I needed a graphic designer, I needed the cover, I needed endorsements. And so each step of the way, I could reverse engineer. And finally, a big, bold vision has power. Science tells us everything is energy and it vibrates. And a vision is vibrant and alive, constantly growing and evolving. When you're connected to your passion, your values, and your calling, it is a powerful magnet that draws the right people, resources, and opportunities toward your desired future. They actually say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. It was 1987, and I accompanied my husband at the time to a conference in Laguna Beach, California. At dinner, I sat next to this gentleman who was from the area, and he started talking about meditation and visioning. And I got goosebumps up and down my arm. It was like, oh, my God, he was talking to me. I had just recently begun my personal development quest. For years, I had been in talk therapy, traditional talk therapy, but I was still suffering from the long-term consequences of child sexual abuse. I was struggling with obesity, severe depression, self-loathing, fear. If you knew the real me, you would go running for the hills. So the whole dinner, I just sat there in amazement. This man was an angel in human form. The next day, I went to the local bookstore, and I got 2 books that changed my life forever. The first was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers, and it became my mantra. And the second was Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain. That is the first time I really started to understand about creating a vision and how powerful it was. When I started, I really had no idea what to do, so I played with it. I kept saying, what would make me feel better? And I began to collect images from magazines and cards and newspapers, and I put them in a journal. Every day I would look at them, and then I started to feel a little bit better. And then I started to have vivid dreams at night about possibilities, what my life could look like. Because up until that moment, I only knew the pain of the abuse. I had no idea beyond what my circumstances were, what else was possible. So I started to journal, and my life changed. It really helped me go from the glass is empty to half full. It took me out of that victim mode. All of a sudden, life was full of possibilities, and I had a part in it. I could vision what I wanted. A vision actually comes from your longing and from your discontent. In this case, as we were just talking about, my discontent was I was depressed, I was scared, I was afraid. But longing, what would I love? That was the other piece of it. And I know for myself over the years, I've been able to envision so much. It's about longing. It's about the love that I want to bring into my life. It was longing to have better relationships with my kids. For a couple years there, my kids were barely speaking to me or to each other. And the gift was, wow, I kept envisioning what I wanted. I wanted my family together. I wanted my family to spend time together, to have a photograph where we all were, we had a professional portrait done. And I have to tell you, it's so exciting because that longing is coming true. In January, we're having our first professional photo taken of my whole entire family. And I truly believe this comes from visioning. So often we launch into the new year with a series of resolutions. We all know what we did not get or do right, so we're going to start with a little bit different approach today. We're going to start with what were your accomplishments from 2015? Who have you become in 2015? So now it's time for everybody to get their pen and paper, and we're going to spend time. I'm going to give you probably 10 or 11 questions, and allow the first thought that comes to your mind. Be that the answer. And you can always go back and answer these again if you want to take more time. But I really want you to tap into your imagination, your intuition, that inspired part of you to answer these questions. 1, what was your biggest joy or success this year? Question 2, what was the smartest decision you made this year? What was the most loving service you performed? How are you doing? Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Doing fine.
All right. What was your greatest accomplishment? How did you make a difference in someone's life? What was the biggest surprise? What was the greatest risk you took? What was the grandest adventure you had? The thing that made you laugh out loud, that you felt so excited you couldn't wait to get up in the morning? And the last question is, what special memories have you created for those you love this year? So how did it feel to look back at your year with these questions? Were there any surprises? Is this how you would normally look back over the year? Does anyone want to share?
I think this feels... Hi, Ray. It's Kay.
Hi, Kay.
I think this really feels different. It's really looking at, what did I enjoy as opposed to what someone else might say is, oh, yes, that great day that Kay did some great thing as the thing that I remember and feel the best about. But a lot of what I see here is more the quiet moments and that kind of an accomplishment.
That's great. Would you, would you like to share, can you tell me a little bit about one of the questions? I don't know, which one would you like to share? I'm sorry, what, Kay?
I'd say the smartest decision, I was so glad, and I answered that quickly, I finally incorporated my business. I put that off, and I don't know why I was getting in my own way. But after the boot camp day that we had with engaging speakers, I sat down and spoke with the business speaker and going to work with him and his organization to really get my life in order, and the starting place is making You Are Your Voice Incorporated.
Great. Perfect. Thank you. Does anyone else want to share? Well, if not, we'll go on. Thank you, Kay. I really appreciate you chiming in there. I want to share. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, okay. There's a poem that I found by Jessica Millsap that I think really talks to the heart of visioning, and so I want to share it with you. Dream big for what is to come. Hope big for those who need it most. Love big for just yourself and one more. And all in this world do every day. The stars see out into the world every dream at night. They remember everything you wish upon them. While young, they are the ones to make it true. The dreams you dream every night cannot be hidden in the morning's early light. Your dream catcher watches with great fascination as you wake with this new dreaming sensation. Everything seems new and different from the views you learned in your dream last night. Yet nothing really manages to change. As the ache you feel comes around, hoping that maybe something will be new. The dream you had last night is one of pure delight. Or possibly it had only fright. Maybe it was a dream of nothingness, of the change that you dare not make, or do you? Dream big, hope big, love big, for when you do, who knows, it may come true. So I want us to start dreaming big. And I think the first step is to really tap into our own inspiration, our internal higher self. And I think the best way to do that is through meditation. So I'm going to lead you in a short meditation because, just if you can take a long, deep breath and close your eyes, we'll begin. Breathe into your belly and slowly release the air. Breathe deeply one more time through your nose, down through your esophagus, and into all the organs of your body. And release it. With each breath in, you are relaxing more and more. You are releasing the day, all the worries, all the busyness, and this moment is just for you. As you listen to my voice, it becomes more soothing and you feel more relaxed. Any sounds you hear other than my voice are really crystal clear. Maybe it's the clock, the wind whispering outside your window, a child's laughter, or the door closing. Focus on any sound but my voice. Allow those sounds to fade away, further and further away, Until now, the only sound you hear is my voice. You now hear inner messages from your soul speaking to you. Whatever you hear is exactly what your heart needs to hear the most. So while you listen closely, you will get the answers, the directions, and the ideas you need. Infinite intelligence is available if you learn to listen. Now we're going to go on a marvelous adventure. With your eyes closed, continue to take another deep breath. And imagine you're standing on a path. The path leads to the best, most fulfilling, and beautiful version of your life. Become conscious of the path. Are you standing on gravel, sand, grass, or maybe the yellow brick road? Begin walking. What sounds do you hear? Perhaps only stillness and silence at first. Then the hum of bees or the trill of the birds come into your awareness. As you look around, you notice the insects, butterflies landing on the tulips, or the spider spinning a silver web in the sunshine. Feel the sunshine gently caress your cheek. Breathe in the fragrant air, the smell of rain, or the statuesque pine trees. Continue to walk on the path, and you notice a beautiful orchard of apples and oranges. You decide to pick an orange. You peel it, and you bite into it, and the sweetest of juices goes down your throat. As you continue to walk, it's so quiet, tranquil. You feel light and airy, as if you can float anywhere in life. And that is just what you're going to do. You climb upon a puffy white cloud, and it drifts higher and higher and higher into the atmosphere. It is still and peaceful. And you know you are supported by and loved by Spirit. You feel free and safe. It is here you know exactly what would bring you continued feelings of comfort, joy, and fulfillment. You know what you would love to do, be, or have. It is in this space that you see the house of your dreams, the cars, the clothes, the experiences you would love to have, the vacations, the people you would love to be with. You can see yourself doing meaningful work, expressing your unique creativity. You can see the causes and the people you support generously with your time, talents, and treasures. It is crystal clear what you value most. You know what is in your heart, what makes your heart sing. You are connected to your passion. Your heart is filled with gratitude and love for the dreams you know are becoming your destiny. So stay in this place, rest in this cloud for a minute or two, and just become aware of all the pieces of your heart, what your heart desires. As these visions are imprinted upon your heart, your mind, and spirit, you notice a soft, cozy spot to land, and you slowly drift down. And now, in your own time, when you're ready, return to the room, feeling energized, centered, and happy. Now I'd like you to write down 5 things you would do if age, gender, education, money, and experience were not a factor. There is no dream too big or too small. The scientists talk about the wings of a butterfly can cause a hurricane. The smallest change in your life can give you the biggest joy. Take time now to dream. There are no restrictions to what might be possible for you. It is time to break open your cocoon and spread your wings and fly. So write down 5 things that you would do if age, gender, education, money, and experience were not a factor. So, Kay, would you be willing to share what your 5 things are, or at least one of them?
I realize how many are kind of physical dreams. I have such good memories of childhood things that I did and let drop. I'd really like to maybe join a hiking club or a rock climbing club. I'd like to jump on a trampoline one more time and do a full flip, probably several. I'd like to live in a red brick house, like the one I picked out that was across the street from the elementary school I went to. And I think I'd like to paint a mural. Yep. So all pretty active.
Very active. A lot of joy, play, and wonder in there.
Yeah. Goes back to childhood.
Yeah. Anybody else want to share?
You have a lot of introverts in the room.
Okay.
But my first thought was to quit my job. But then I thought of the kids I'm working with, and I'm like, well, I don't want to quit. I just want to quit the stressful part of it and just be able to do the job without that, but that's not totally realistic at the moment. Losing weight.
This isn't about being realistic. This is your dream. We don't have to be realistic in this moment. That's the idea behind the vision, to just, okay, this is what I want. Okay, go ahead.
To lose weight and travel and expand my relationships.
That's fabulous. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done this kind of work before?
I have. I've also led it too.
Okay.
And when I was most recently doing group therapy, the mindfulness meditation and helping people vision their future as well. But it's always good to do it myself too.
Right. It's very different doing it for someone else than for doing it yourself. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea now is to take these things that you just wrote about and create a story around them. A story about in the future. You can pick 6 months from now. You can pick a year from now, 3 years from now. I personally have a 3-year vision, and I work backwards. And so that's what I do, but I'm not telling you to do that. I want you to feel comfortable, but I want you to create a story. And you can even start it off. Imagine, let's say it's a year from now, and it's December 17th, and we run into each other. And you come to me and you say, oh, my God, Ray, I can't tell you about how amazing this last year was for me. All my dreams came true. I moved into my new red brick house. I just love the colors and the furnishings. It just reminds me perfectly of that dream I had when I was a child. There's space for everything. We put in a meditation room. My husband and I are having the best relationship, time of our lives together. We took a cruise to the Bahamas. I feel so wonderful. I lost 20 pounds, and I have this pep in my step, and every morning I go walking with my husband hand in hand, and we are just so in love. So I want you to take some time now and write a story, whatever that story is. Just imagine what your life could be like and pick that time frame. And it may be something about, oh, I love my job now. Those kids are so amazing, and I've worked out something with my boss, and we've done this together, and now I do the things I love, and I can delegate the parts I don't. I actually did this mural for the school, and I just feel amazing. And the kids helped me draw this mural and paint, and the joy on their faces was so incredible. So what I want you to do is to write it in much detail as you can, using as many of your sensory perceptions as possible. So, and you can do it in, pick one area, or you can do all areas. So you can think about it could be your finances, it could be your health, it could be creative expression, because I know, Kay, you mentioned that. It could be your career, and it could be money, financial freedom. What does that look and feel like to you? It could be spirituality. It could be personal growth and development. There are so many areas that we can work on, but you can either pick one or you can sort of put it all together. So let's start that process, tonight. You're not going to necessarily finish it, but it's a great time because you're in that space to start it. Everybody clear on that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Are you finding this fun, easy, challenging?
I thought it'd be harder than it was, but once I started writing, more things came to mind.
Good, good. You know, it's just your imagination. So allow your imagination to be free. And really, I believe everything is comes from thought. You know, it's created once in the mind and then in reality. So you're making it up, and you can make it up any way you want.
I like that time frame to be able to say back in the hot and rainy Christmas of 2015, I walked away from my big house and I walked and walked. I can see where I can walk to some of these vision points.
Good.
There's no snow keeping us inside.
Yeah, part of my vision is a place in California, you know, because part of my kids live out in California. My son lives there with my two granddaughters. My daughter lives here. So I would like a place to be a snowbird. So my vision is this incredible house with a view on the water, and I walked in. I love it. You know, I walk outside, and there it is, and I painted my front door turquoise. I have this beautiful mosaic sculpture out there. When you walk in, it is pure glass, and you can see the water all the way through the house. It's white and bright with beautiful patterns on the fabrics and artwork everywhere. And yeah, and I have chicken on the barbecue, and I'm standing in the kitchen with my daughters, and it was just, yeah, it's fun.
Wow. And you don't have any little Matchbox cars to step on or trip over in that story?
Not yet. No, I have a playroom. I have 3 little granddaughters, so they're 4, 2, and 7 months. So in mine, we have a playroom downstairs, and I built a stage, and they all love to play dress up, and so we do a lot of princesses, and I've got jewelry, and we're playing make-believe and art and things like that. So we're drawing and painting, and I have a big space, and I give them the smocks, and I fill balloons with paint, and we get to throw it at one of my canvases. So that's part of, we don't have Matchbox cars. We got that instead.
Wow.
So that is one of my gifts, is helping people to dream big, that I can help frame what they want in a bigger picture a lot of times. So I paint a good picture with words.
Yeah. Oh,
it's one of my gifts. That is one of my gifts and my strengths. So I love to help people do that. So does anybody want to share a little bit about where they are with their story? If there's anything that came up as we were, going through the process? And start it. Hey, Ray, oh my God, this year has been amazing. If you'd like to.
Oh, I like that.
Dad.
Go Dad. Yeah, you got our vote for what's on your list. Eating the last donut, uh-huh.
What did you like about doing this exercise?
Recalling, yeah. You've been saying it's been hard to remember some of the good times. When I get sentimental about something, you go, we did that? What did you put down? Really stuff doesn't. My best friend Ray.
It doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody you want. But it's really, I think it's really important to share your vision, and you're going to get it down to like 2 minutes. This is one of the exercises you can do alone at home, and get the essence of it. And so you meet somebody, and you can do this because you've been writing it together at some point, or to somebody else that you trust, and you can say, oh my God, and you just tell them your story, but do it in 2 or 3 minutes, and you can. You'll be amazed to find out what the essence of what is really important to you. This is just a process. It's sort of like macro then down to the smaller pieces. And what I would suggest is then creating an affirmation around this, which is a positive statement, about my vision, something like that. I think that's really important then to have these pieces. So you're going to have an affirmation. You could say, I am the master of creating a positive vision and going after it, those kind of things. There's so many ways you could do that. I do what I love. I love what I do, and I am handsomely and beautifully rewarded for it. I clearly see how every day my dreams are being fulfilled. So there's so many ways to take that and start developing some affirmations. And if you need help, you can talk to me. But I think that's one key that you can do on your own. And the other one is to create a vision board to go along with this. So there's a lot of pieces to creating a vision, but I think when you have a written statement, when you have affirmations, and when you have an actual vision board, it just magnifies the intensity of your dreams. And from that, you will, continue to grow and to take action. I think everybody, before you get off the call tonight, we have a few more minutes, needs to also consider what action step are you going to take toward your dreams, because you need an action step. Otherwise, it's just entertainment to do this. And if you really want your vision to become your destiny, you have to take action.
We just got started on getting us together for the holidays today. And I'm thinking of things that I thought we might do. We might do the usual, get on the train, go downtown, see the museums. Like, wow, if I start this walk and walking away from where I am for a little while, there's a business park close by that we haven't really walked through. And in that business park is a business called Jump America. But, wow, I think I ought to just, walk in there and see what it's like. So,
It's got a trampoline?
Trampoline business, yeah. Yeah, I loved that when I was a kid.
So, Kay, if that is really one of those dreams that you want to turn into reality, you know where this is. Make a date with yourself, call them, get on the phone tomorrow and say, tell me about your place, when can I come over?
Okay.
Is that one of those trampoline parks?
Yeah, that's new since you moved away. Well, and I get that photo stream of, my great-nephews, and gosh, the little 2-year-old is jumping like half his height. I'm like, wait. I want to turn. So that got me thinking.
Well, I think that's fabulous. That's exactly what will bring, those are the moments that bring you joy, that sustain you through the tough times too. You know, we need to refill the well. And a lot of yours is all being about having fun and creativity and play, which is, you know, part of my part of my mission to get people to start thinking that way again.
Exactly.
So, and what about part of your other dream? Is there any other action steps you want to take toward one of them?
You know, we did paint night at your place for my birthday, Kristen. We could do a paint night here, and we could have the Philadelphia series and Chicago series. This paint night to get us started.
Well, I love the family that does this together. I think that's phenomenal. And I think if you can also, you can take this process and create your own family vision board for where you want to go as a family. And if there are activities you want to do together, if you want a certain experience together, you can do that. And it's a great thing to do over the holidays. Everybody spends, you know, time writing what they'd like to see, and then they create a vision board. They pull out pictures out of magazines and things like that, and cut out cards and words, and they put it all together, and you can do a family vision board.
I think that sounds great. We've got the core group of the family here today, and we've got more people to be in touch with shortly. So, yeah.
Hey, that would be great. Well, it's coming. I'm sorry, what, Kay?
There's no calories in this, as there are in the cooking.
That is true. There are no calories in this. So I'm just going to read this, and then, you know, because we're coming to the end of the call. You are here to live purposefully, to uncover your magnificence, to make an extraordinary difference in the world, and to leave an immortal legacy. Let nothing on the face of the earth stop you from fulfilling your inspired destiny. Give yourself permission to live out loud, to shine, to dream big, and live on purpose. And that's all I've got for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. So, have a great holiday, Kay. If I don't see you until after the new year, Happy New Year. Happy and healthy for everybody.
Yes. All righty.
Good night. Bye.